Good evening and welcome back to Timberborn, where I don't know if this thing is going to be any good or not, but I kind of got carried away and didn't tend to record a lot more than I did, but I just wanted to get in there whilst I was doing other things, and then it was like, oh, I should have shown that. But anyway, let me explain what we've done here. So we have the bad water source is here, and around it I have made it solid with the with levees all around. I was gonna originally just do levees all the way around completely so that the floor would be good all the way around, it wouldn't have any bad water, but because this is on the floor you can't do that. You can't see it off. I possibly could have gone down one more to stop the water, maybe, and maybe if I'd put a layer in the bottom of this it might have worked, but I don't know, to be honest. But oh well, it's done now. I don't know if I can put permeable flooring on the bottom there, can I? I did. Could, but I don't know whether that's... I don't know if putting permeable flooring on the bottom would stop the bad water go around. You know what, I'm going to put it in there and we will find out. That's the way to do it. Let's also unlock some stairs, shall we? Because then they can get up there. Oh, okay. But yes, so this has a sluice right here, which only fills up this column to this lake, this river, to 0.5, and then it is capped off on top, so it cannot fill anymore. And then these pumps can pump out, and we get infinite bad water all year round, all the time. Absolutely fine, beautiful, wonderful. There are a few things that I haven't really done here. Well, there's a few things I didn't pay attention to as I was doing stuff. As you can see, there's holes in the roof and all bits and pieces of things. I put in things, was building stuff, and then deleted things, and I just literally a couple of times just went, drag the whole delete thing around, just delete everything. And I didn't even care what it was breaking upstairs. So, fortunately, we haven't gone to the surface. There is a random hole. Well, actually, that hole is the actual way up, isn't it? So that's the hole for the bad water to the surface. But this, ironically, you can't really see it because of the way the lights go. But this looks okay here. So this looks like it's going in three, and then it looks natural, which would make sense because that is the natural line of things. We do need to clear out this here and make this just a single line, and then maybe do the 6 and 6 in here. But I need the infrastructure for that, which is a bit more complicated than it looks, because with these things that go along, it's fine, it's actually fine to put it in, but I can't put supports in to, if we're looking at it like this, I can't put supports in on the right side of that, on the end of it, because you can't put anything underneath the tiles. So I need to put a support in one tile longer, and then got there. It's something I'm not sure how I'm going to do. I kind of need to do it from the top down if I'm going to use those as supports, because if you do it from the bottom up, and I'm trying to so we'll leave a nub of dirt here, and then we put a 6 platform in, which is fine, and then we clear out one here and put it, but I can't go 6 long because it will cause stuff to collapse. I need supports in behind it. So, but if I put a support in, let me try and illustrate what I mean by going back to the surface and try and do things. So you have to imagine we have dirt above us here. Use your imagination. So we have that. We obviously we've done that. So this will be dirt. So this will have a column. We have a column that goes up. I can't do it. We have a column that goes up, like that, and then there'll be dirt on the side of it, which will poke out, and then the overhang pokes out of it. But it's 6 long, which means that if we go more than 3, stuff will collapse. So we have to make sure it's supported from the other side. But then when we get here, I can't support the dirt like this, have a support here which is holding the dirt up above, which is going to replace, because I can't do that. I can't run that through there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to support the dirt above. I think I might have to do it sort of layered it. So we do that one, and then that dirt holds the dirt next to it, and then we can put it. Oh, if I put it in the right place would probably help, wouldn't it? So we'd have a support off to the side by one, and then that will come in and sit there, and that will hold the dirt this side of it. So yeah, but if I'm coming from the top, it's going to be easy to do. But coming from the bottom, it's not going to be so easy to do. And obviously, I've messed up the ground floor by building this in here to get this going. So, but we wanted to do this anyway. I wanted to build the ground floor down here anyway, because I need to we need to get some bad water going in order to get the tunnels, to get the extracts, to get the tunnels going. So yeah, okay. So I do need some tanks down here. I can't put any of these in. There's not enough space anywhere down here for that. And I can't put in any more tunnels to blow things up, because obviously I've messed up and done the checking out the supply, so taking out the supports underneath. So let's enable all of these just as a measure to find out if this works. Find out if this even works. Okay, so they're going to put impermeable floor in underneath there. So we want to run a path all the way along the back here, don't we? Come on. Like that. There you go. I don't think it's affecting. It is. It looks like it's shrinking down. Awesome. I just think this one is actually going to affect the whole land, because there's dirt underneath this and I can't do anything about that. Maybe I should have dug down by one more and put in things like that. Oh well. Oh well. We have got the irrigation barriers, so we might be able to run around with barriers and try and seal it off that way. Yeah, but that is pumping, which is awesome. Which means back on the surface here. I know it's going to here because our hauler's going to be moving it a long way around. That's fine. But that means that you can start pumping and get more extract, and you can run. We're okay for explosives. But you can run and get the explosives, which then means we can do piece by piece and go down floor by floor, see how it goes. Okay, and we can get rid of this corner piece here now, and everything can be awesome and wonderful. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So let's see what we can put in here, terrain block wise. We can do that. We want to come down by one as well and do like this. Okay, we just can't get the very center one. But that's okay, because we need to figure out this here. In. Which I think we pretty much did. Hold on. How big is this? So it's 10 blocks, isn't it? I'm sure it was 10 blocks. So it's there to there. No, it's 7 blocks. Let's go to that side. That makes life a lot easier. So there is 6 blocks. Okay, so it should be 6 from the edge. Doesn't 3? Yeah, no, 3, 6. Duh. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. So here we should be 3. So 1. So that's the corner piece. 1, 2, 3. So I want to take out all of that on this floor. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then for above, we want to go 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's it there. And I want to go out by 1, which means we want to take out all of this here. Now they can't reach any of these, so it's fine. Okay. And the floor above that is even bigger. So that goes out to here. So 1, 2, 3, we have to overhang, and then that goes out by 2. Okay. So then this wants to have dirt put onto it. Here. And here. And that one gets dirt in it, and that one gets dirt in it. And we might get rid of that one. Yes. Okay, and then that should allow us to put in the train block in the center, which it does. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, and then we take this all out, and then we want to just come to the ground floor, which is here. I want to fill in this. Yeah, but then it wants to be one layer. And it won't do the center hole because of, yeah, that's fine. Okay, okay. So we need to get up to here to blow these out along here. And then we'll do that. We can put some dynamite in, and then we can build the floor in, which then lets us build up to get other things inside here. Okay. Okay, so how about we do that? That should take care of that there. Take care of that in there. That'll be fine. Right, okie dokie. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go back in business with the extract, and everything is fine. Okie dokie. So I wanted to get the river and things done and named it and sorted out, but we need to move down. But we can do that. We can move down one floor now. We can do that. We can move like houses and other bits, pieces, and infrastructure and everything down to this floor. We could build the entire buildings on this floor here. However, we want to dedicate. Well, I want to dedicate every floor to a food type. So, and I think I've explained this before, on the top floor we are going to have oak trees and mangroves. The mangroves will be in the river, and the oak trees will be obviously outside, and that'll be fine. There may also be berries on the top floor. I'm not sure. We need berries as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3 types of food we have here, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to have to share some food places with other places, because we've only got 7 floors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are going to have to share some. Now, I don't think canola is a food, but we should probably do that. So if we were to split, so the mangroves have to go on the top floor because that's the only place we're going to have water for them. That's fine. So mangroves and let's say mangroves and oak are on the top floor. Oaks are on the outside. Mangroves are in the water. That's the top floor done. So that gets rid of 1. We can then come down and do like blueberries and coffee bushes here, and then do kohlrabi and cassava on the next floor, and then soybean and canola on the next floor, and then corn and eggplant on the next floor. And it does 4 floors for us. It doesn't do all of them. The bottom floor, I don't think we're going to use for crops in any way, shape, or form. So if that's the case, then we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 floors we can play with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've got 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. And so 1 floor, 2 floors, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got another floor or whatever as well. We are going to have some form of underwater area, however, because we're going to want to have the swimming pools in places. So we are going to have to figure that one out as well. So maybe the ground floor could also have water in it for swimming pools, or we could change something up. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. But what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to move everything that's on the surface underground, so that we can then put the rivers in as we want to do the rivers. So yeah, we've got these little pools and stuff dotted around, which are helping with stuff stuff under here. So I think that's going to make sense. Where are the other holes going to be? Hold on, let me figure out this for the other holes as well, because we want to be able to use these. So this hole is there. Right, let's put in a don't know why I need to bring up the measurement for that. Let's put in a dam there. Okay, so that's, so I want to bring the road, I want to move the road around, because the idea is going to be, we've said before, we're going to move the river in to be, you know, so the edge of the river's here, so the river's, I'm running on it, so the river above ground is here. That's where the river is above ground. And the moisture comes down this column and spreads around. It should be able to reach this column and come down as well, but I don't know how far it will spread there. But we will figure that out. I'm not really sure on how that's going to work there, but I could move the river out a bit further and try and get between the two, but I don't know whether the moisture transfers down. And what I need to do is come over here, and we need to do an experiment. That's what we need to do. Let's get rid of this here. Right. However, no. Before I do that, I want to move the road. I thought the road was wrong when I put it in. I just wasn't too sure. Okay, what I want to do is make sure. Yeah, the road shouldn't be in line. Should it be in line with those? I don't know if the road should be in line with those. Well, it should, shouldn't it, actually? The road should be in line with these. Yeah. Yeah, the road should be in line with it. That's the bit that I'm getting confused on. So the road should be like this. Oh, let's get rid of those two for the moment. Yeah, so it should be where it was there. So it wants to come out one this way. That's why I've done the mistake there. Not like that. Because we want we're going to have ladders and tubes and things. It means that the road will run around a little bit and it will do weird things. But I want it to be in line with those holes there. Do you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just ignore that. Let's do the bit I was going to do before. Speed up time. Let's come over here to where we want to have the river to go, which means removing at least one of these. Let's remove. Right, where's the column? The column is at 12 by 12, which puts you right there, doesn't it? Yeah. So I want the river to be here up against this road here. Okay. So I'm going to remove this bad water storage here. We want to really put this downstairs somewhere, if we're honest. Can I put it here? Let's put it here. Let's mark that for demolition. For that. Come and remove this, please, so we can put a tank over here. and then we'll move this over to there. Let's just destroy that for a minute. But the river is going to go in here. So if I was to put in some explosives here to simulate said river, so it's going to be on the inside of this, which means it's actually going to be these 3 tiles here. Be bad water. Yeah, there's going to be those 3 tiles there. So yeah, let's see if we have. Yep, let's just double check that one. Yep, 12 by 12. So that's where the column is. So the water's going to run along here next to it. Okay, so that's going to be where it goes. Okay, so let me prioritize these and get them building that before they come build other things, so that we can test this out. Okay, explosions. Let's put in a water fluid dump here. Make this the priority because we really want to have this go here. And here is the water. Splashy, splashy, splash, splash, splash. So, what I wanted to test here was, we know that's the column going down. Okay. The water spreads out to basically here, 21 by 21. It's the edge of this column here. You see that doesn't really want to go any further than that. So if we go down the floor, it spreads out to the same place. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So that means we will, from here and this column as well, getting a little bit, because if we run the river all the way up, obviously the water will go out to this column and come down again. We will be getting green all the way around. I just wanted to make sure that that was going to work for us, because I'm not sure whether the distance the moisture travels counts from here, so 1 and then 13 here, or whether it counts from whether it goes down and then just starts spreading out from there. So if this column has moisture in it, it just spreads out from the column. That's awesome. These ones are not so strong, and that is obviously because this is not reach out to, so there is some fall off for it, but that is close enough for the column to transfer everything, so that's cool. And when we get to coming up here and it transfers out to this column here, it will obviously go down and not transfer as far, but it doesn't need to, because as you can see, this column is spreading out to here. It only needs to add, what do we got here? It only needs to add 6 tiles, and it will make everything green. And it should be able to do that. It should be able to do that. There's also, I don't know whether it's going to transfer through these and down and down and down. I know it all comes to this point here, but I don't know whether this adds to it. Whereas if we just had one solid dirt column, I don't know. We will find that out because we're going to do that later with stuff. So, okie dokie. Cool, cool, cool. Right. Right. I've been thinking about these paths as well, and I'm actually thinking I don't want them to be where the holes are, because the ladder's going down. I mean, the center ones, that's fine. I need to replace some with tubes and stuff. Can we unlock tubes? Can we do that yet? Where are tubes? Tube stations. It requires some metal and things. We might be able to do that. But I'm not sure. So the tubes fit all around them. I'm not sure how. You gotta do that. So it's solid tubeways. Okay, right, cool, cool, cool. That's how they go. Right. I'm not sure how many plugs it can have, but I don't want the path actually on this one here, because if that's where the tubeway is going to be, it's going to be offset from them, because the tube's going to come down and then the building will be obviously like here or something, and that won't necessarily work. But what we could do is build oblong. That makes sense. If that makes sense, I feel like the 4 center columns are going to be the main up and down for our colony. There might be some power and stuff transferred around, and I definitely want these ones out here. I may just not actually use these holes. I might use the 4 center ones and the 4 outside ones for that. And then what we can do is we could go, well, this one and this one is going to be ladders, and this one's going to be tubes. And then this one and this one will be tubes, and that one will be ladders. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really decided anything on there. But if I did that, and then we had a tube station here and a tube station here connected to the thing, the path could then go along, oblong sort of size. It could be bigger than that to accommodate for this here, but I'm really not. I haven't even thought about the path layout and things. It doesn't really matter, but it does now because we want to be putting stuff down here. So I need to figure out where I want them to be in order to give us space for food and stuff to go in. So I'm really not sure. I'm really sure. Also, we don't need that much infrastructure for things. I know that sounds bizarre, but we really don't need that much infrastructure for stuff. We could have everything beyond these pillars be crops. Crops could go around the outside of all of them, and then just inside the pillars is where we build our things. Because we've got 6 floors, and we could build a whole civilization on 1 floor. That is entirely possible with Timberborn. We have plenty of space. We proved it on the previous one where we did the tower that wasn't this big, and it was only 3 floors high. And yeah, so it's possible. And you got to remember, this isn't going to be here either. We need to come down and fix that. So maybe I should work on that. I don't know. Okay, so they have blown up everything they can here, I think, now. Yep, by the looks of it. Cool. They might be reaching over to this one. That's too far. Oh, yeah, because... Oh, okay. So let's get rid of this here. That will destroy the dirt above. That is fine. Yep, we want the dirt above gone anyway. Yep. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to come in here with some explosives. How tall are we? 3. And put explosives in there to blow down so we can get access to the centre to put the dirt in to expand out. So yeah. Also, how are we doing for dirt? None. We have none. Zip. Re-enable. Cool. Okay. So this looks like it's working, but obviously the floor is still affected because of that one there. So sealing that one off didn't really help us at all. But yeah, I could put a permeable flooring around it, or we could just not bother about the ground floor being. There's no crops on the ground floor. We'll still make it green because it will be green, but there's just no crops on the ground floor. So yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one here. I've been dithering around and doing bits and pieces there. I will figure out what I want to do here with the pathing and things. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure which way around to go with it, because we do want to put tubes in. We don't necessarily need every floor to be every one of these holes to be a tube, and they're just there because of the size of the thing. But we don't necessarily need everyone to be a tube going through. I said maybe the 4 center ones should be the main ones, and then if we're going to do crops on the outside, we might not even bother with any of the outside ones. Everything might be done on the inside, and with just crops going out. They can come down and move out, and that'll be fine. I definitely want ladders and tubes, though. I don't just want tubes, and then yeah. So we want both to give the beavers an option. So I suppose it's going to be ladder, tube. That's just how it's going to go, isn't it? Yep. And then we'll run the yeah. I'll tell you what we'll do though. I will blow a hole all the way down to bedrock. Here, all the way down, so that we can put them in, so we can make up our mind later. So okay, let's leave this one. Let's come back next time. Let's carry on from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. What are my builders doing? Where are you going? Are you picking up dirt? Ah, yes, of course. course. And I just messed up by zooming on that beaver, because now if I break the camera, this is as far as I can zoom out. Awesome. Okay. Yes, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.